Welcome to this episode of Jesse's Junkyard Garage. On this episode, I'm going to show you how I built this heated cat house for our shop cat. And with that, let's get to it. First thing I did using Google SketchUp was laid it out in basic view on a 4x8 sheet to make sure that I would get the most out of my plywood. Which, as you can see, this will actually work on a 4x8 sheet of plywood. Then I took it to the table saw, cut my pieces out. Next I'm going to take the front side and I'm going to cut the little door in the front and cut the notch for the 2-level roof. Now that I got everything drawn out where I want to cut, I'm going to use my scale saw and cut the notch out, and then at least cut the legs for the opening, and then I'm going to use my jigsaw and go around the radius there. But unfortunately, I left my camera stand at home, so I'm just going to go like, and there you have it. Terrible transition, I know, but now I'll take the other tall piece, I'll cut the notch out, then we'll start piecing all this together. Alright, now that we got that cut out, we can start putting all this together. What we'll do is we'll start by attaching the sides to the base. I'm going to make sure that I pre-drill my holes and countersink. Drill your holes with a little countersink, and next we're going to screw it together. And for the screws, I'm just going to be using a 1 3/4 Torx headed deck screw. This isn't going to be outside. Well, it is going to be outside, but it's going to be in the shop, so it's not going to see any rain. It'll be okay. Okay, the sides are on, but now as you can see, there's just a little bit of warpage in my plywood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple temporary screws right in the center just to pull that down so I can attach the front and the back. Once I get the front and the back attached, that'll keep the hump out of the plywood, and then I can remove those temporary screws. Okay, I got my front and back all screwed in. Now all I gotta do is get this screwed in, but as you can tell, I can't read a tape measure, so I'm gonna trim this down, and it's a little too wide, but I think that's because the boards are bowing in, so I'll get a spreader clamp, kind of push it apart, pop her in there, and then we'll just screw her down the sides. But before I can do that too, I also got to make access hole to get into the main room. So give me a minute, which it'll be a second for you, but I'm going home right now, and I'll see you tomorrow. Well, good morning. It's the next day. As you can see, got the hole cut in, but apparently I'm not quite wide awake yet, and I need to remember that old adage, measure twice, cut once, because I flip-flop my measurements on either side, and yeah, I messed up. Now, if this was something other than a cat house, I'd be worried about it. But I'm just gonna zip that little corner off, not worry about this gap, because I'm gonna have a lid on it and I'll make it seal up anyway. It's just a little upsetting. I never claimed to be a professional. I'm not. So, crud. Well, I'll get this fastened in, and then we'll go on to the next step. Got it installed, screwed in. As you can tell though, I may have got a little aggressive with the hammer there. There's my gap from earlier. But I'm going to have a foam strip going across the entire thing, and in the front and all that, and this is going to hinge. So that way we can clean it out. So, it'll be good. Now all we have left is to put this little portion on, put the hinges on. Still waiting for the heater to come in, but it should be here tomorrow. but I can go ahead and put the cat house where it needs to be and install that tomorrow. So we're just about there. Alright, got the top to the entrance put on. Next I'm going to install these hinges, which are something I had left over from a previous project. Are they what I really want? No, but they'll do for this. Like I said, we're not building a fancy cat house. We're just building a functioning cat house. Got the hinges installed, put a handle on, made a little latch so that way we can get in there and clean or evict a possum or raccoon or any other stray critter that likes to come and steal Rusty's house. Alright, got the lid on and everything. Now I'm going to line it. I'm going to use this Reflectex. And this stuff is great for insulating. I'm just going to staple it in, and it is already just about the perfect width. So I'm just going to cut 4 strips, line the inside, and you should be good to go. Got the Reflectex all put in. I didn't put any on the back wall because there's going to be a heater there. And I'm not sure how hot it's going to get. But they say it won't melt plastic. Still not going to take that chance. So Reflectex on 3 sides and put some on the roof. Also, as you see that, I decided to go ahead and mount a little indoor outdoor thermometer. That way we make sure we're not cooking our cat. We're not an Asian restaurant here. And with all that, we are pretty well wrapped up. Now I'll go outside and I'll prep the area for where it's going to go. Yeah, here's where our old setup is. As you can see, it's got the Reflectex in it. It's got a heated pad and a heat lamp. The only problem is this hallway, don't mind the mess, there's a hell of a lot of wind that rips through here, right around here, and out that shop door. Oop. So he doesn't like to get in there when the wind's blowing. So I'm gonna remove the old one. I'll probably add another bracket along there, and that's where it'll go. Well, out with the old and in with the new. Not too bad. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get the heater for inside and she'll be all done. It is currently 47 degrees outside. Just about the same inside, so. But it'll be all nice and done with the heater in it. So, we'll come back tomorrow or the next, depending on when we get the heater. Okay, got the Hound heater, got it installed. It's got a little thermostat on it. So we'll just not very loud. And give me a second and I'll check and see what the temperature is, and we'll come back in a little bit and see how warm it gets in here. Okay, so currently, I know it says indoor outdoor, but flip-flop that since we're doing it the backwards way. It does say it's about 42 outside and about 38 inside the deal. So we'll come back in about 15 minutes and see where we're at. Well, I got busy and kind of lost track of time, but as you can see now, we're sitting quite a bit warmer than what it is out here. I can tell you right now, it is not 50 degrees in here. Breath is fogging. Anyway, that concludes my build on the shop cat house.